Okay, so we're now recording. All right, good morning, everyone. Can you hear okay? Perfect. Okay. Today's practice is going to be pretty similar to what we did on Thursday, actually. Might be add a few different things, but for the most part, it's pretty similar. So if you were here, a lot of the things will sound familiar. If you weren't here on Thursday, it'll be all new to you. So let's start by coming into a comfortable seat. You can sit flat or on a blanket, any way you'd like. And let's start from the ground up, build a solid foundation, and then a nice tall spine. Let your hands rest on your legs. And we'll start by closing our eyes and finding a little centering. Relax the facial muscles. The shoulders. Relax your arms and your hands, your hips and your legs all the way down to your toes. Let go of the past, the future, and try to stay in the present with me and with each other this morning. As we continue to center, just scan your body, your energy. And the intention for today's class is to give you more space to breathe and to make you feel a little more at home in your own body. Take a moment to set and center yourself. And we will begin. So blink your eyes open. And just like Thursday, let's begin with a few rolls of the shoulders. And then set your hands down and a few rolls of the head. To center, and then a twist to the right, just a gentle one. To center, and then a twist to the left. We'll be visiting our twists a little deeper a little later. This is just to get us centered in our body, and maybe a recross of the legs, or maybe not. So if you were here on Thursday, we practiced the skull shining breath, the Kapalabhati breath. And in this breath, in this breathing exercise, we warm up the core and we breathe out and expel toxins, stale energy. And we focus on sniffing or snorting the breath out of our nose. Just try that a few times. Just breathing out through your nose. Pushing the breath out through your nostrils. So you're focusing on the exhale. All right, let's try it like we did on Thursday. So for this breathing, we reach our arms overhead like a V, and we make our hands like we're hitchhiking. Take a nice tall spine and a nice tall deep breath, and then just go slow. Sniff the breath out through your nose. Here we go. You can go faster if you'd like, or stay slow. As you're doing it, you'll notice you're focusing on just exhaling, and the inhales happen on their own. The belly draws in. All right, let's take a few more and then rest, relax. When you finished a few more, go ahead and relax, bring your hands down. And if you need to, recross your legs. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. Reach the arms up. Let's try and do about 25 of them. And begin. I think I've done 25. Maybe you have, maybe not. Finish when you're ready. To release, we'll just bring our hands back. So if you're still doing them, that's great. Maybe you're going up to 100. So that's the Kapalabhati breath. And again, recross the legs. All right. Today's class is designed to give that space, not only through the front body, but the side where your ribs are and the back. So everything we do, be aware of that global, that three-dimensional breathing. We'll begin now. Let's take a stretch to the right. Watch where the breath is. Is it in the side body where the intercostal muscles are? Is it in the back, the front? And then before we come up, we're going to loosen up a little more and just begin to circle that left arm around, as long as it doesn't hurt. So anything that doesn't feel good to you or causes pain, don't do it. This is again, just to open up the intercostal muscles on the left side. All right, and then let's return, come all the way back up to center. Let's try it on the other side. Let's stretch to the left. Little baby steps, see how it feels? Tune into the flow of your breath and try to feel it on the intercostal, the right side. All right, and then we slowly start to circle that right arm overhead like we're doing a lasso. Maybe about 4 more sets of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, come all the way up. And if you need to cross your legs, that's fine. Now reach the hands behind you and interlace your fingers, clasp, and think of a nice open chest here. Maybe even tilt your chin up. And just watch where the breath is now. Where does it feel like it's flowing? I'm feeling it in the front, in my throat. Try to breathe in and out through your nose. And now let's focus on the back. Come forward as much as you can. And watch the breath in your back. Watch the breath as you puff up your back body with the inhales and let it relax with the exhales. Let's do a few more. And with our hands clasped, take yourself up, back up. All right, release and shake out your hands. Let's find our way to child's pose. And child's pose is an excellent place to, again, to explore the side body and the back body. So let's part the knees nice and wide, let your toes touch, big toes. Feel comfortable as you stretch your hips back, arms forward. Keep your mouth sealed and focus on our victorious breath, our Ujjayi breath in child's pose. Breathing in and out through your nose. And again, feel the slight constriction in your throat. And watch where the breath is. Is it in the side body, the back body? Breathe with me now. As you breathe in, feel your back inflate, puff out. As you breathe out, feel it flatten and relax. Let's go 2 more rounds in child's pose. Feel it in your hips, in your knees, wherever you're feeling the breath. And then from here, let's walk our hands off to the right. Take little baby steps. Find the stretch that feels the best for you. And we'll take 4 victorious Ujjayi breaths, feeling the constriction in the throat, using the nose to breathe. And back to the center and off over to the left. Find the stretch that's good for you. And again, 4 victorious breaths. Keeping the mouth closed, and every time you breathe out, it almost feels like you're fogging up a mirror. Feel the back body again and the side body. Let's take it back to the center. And from here, let's come up to puppy pose. Come up, walk your hands forward, out wide. Keep your hips over your knees and melt your head forward towards the ground in puppy pose. Arms are like a big wide V. Hips are right over your knees. You can drop one side of your head to the mat, take a few breaths, and then the other. Feel the heart area soften, both the front and the back. Good. Back to puppy pose, head down, slide the hands in, and let's come up to a nice, stable tabletop position. Let's roll through some cat and cows. Let's begin today by an exhale into cat. So breathe out and enjoy the stretch in cat pose in the back body. When you're ready to inhale, relax either into an arch for cow or just a neutral tabletop. Go again, exhale into cat and inhale. Now with your Ujjayi breath, begin to move at your own pace. All the way back to a child's pose. When you finish, take it easy, take it back and stretch back. Just two Ujjayi breaths here. All right, now we're going to do something for the sides and the shoulders. So thread your left arm under your right and relax into that stretch. Let the left side of your head rest on the mat. Soften your left shoulder. Back to center. Back to that extended child's. Now the right arm under the left. And ready to leave that. Back to center. And let's slowly come up. Find yourself ready to come down to your chest and belly to lie prone on the floor. Let the forehead rest on the mat as well. And let's press up to cobra. And please reference your own body for how high you want to come. You might want to come up low and just float with the palms floating. You might want to come up a little higher with straight arms. Totally up to you. At this part, we're going to do 6 of them. So nice and slow and mindful. Feel the spine lengthen. Feel the spine arch. You can experiment with lifting your toes from the ground or keeping them down. So many things you can explore here. You can slither, roll left to right. As you come up, you can look over one shoulder and then the other. Let's go 3 more. Rest if you need to. And then when you feel like you're ready, come all the way back down, prone position. And reach your arms overhead so that your palms touch. And now find where the breath is. Most people will feel the breath in their back body here, in those low lobes of your lungs. So just see if you can watch the movement of your breath. Lying prone is one of the easiest ways to access that back breathing. From here, let's go ahead and cactus our arms, drawing the shoulder blades down your back, and then stretch the arms overhead, palms press. So I'll turn this way. Again, cactus the arms. You can keep your head on the mat, or maybe raise it, and then fully prone with the palms touching and arms forward. You don't have to lift your head off if you don't want to. Let's go one more. And then maybe lift the toes. Reach them back. Good. And come all the way back down. Press up cobra. And back now. From cobra to table, tuck the toes. And let's take down dog, our good morning down dog. So get a sense of what the backs of your legs feel like. Begin to move your body. One thing to notice, if your hamstrings feel tight, something that's kind of nice to do before you even come to your practice, if you have a tennis ball, you can just stand against a wall and massage the soles of your feet with that tennis ball. Doing that actually opens up your hamstrings, believe it or not. All right, so from downward facing dog, let's take our feet out and up for the wider version and access the back body here. So the legs, the feet are wide, the hands are pretty much where they were. And you can move here up and down on your heels and toes. You can rock, whatever feels good. And again, if anything doesn't feel right for your body today, ignore me and do a version that does feel good to you. From this downward facing dog with very wide legs, let's see if we can access a twist, left hand to the right leg. Now, if it's kind of hard to reach, you can bend your left knee. And just try to find your breath. What part of your body is your breath flowing now? Good, and release. Let's try to access the left leg with the right hand now. And if it's kind of hard to do, bend your right leg. Where is your breath? Find it, watch it. Move with it. Find some space. Good, and release. Let's step back now to our normal down dog. Bend your knees a lot. Hold here with the legs bent a lot. And then we're going to carve a line forward with our nose, look forward, and step our feet to the front of the mat. And loosen up. Bend your knees and hang in a loose forward fold here. Relax your shoulders. You can hug your elbows or not. Hold your legs, whatever version. I'd suggest keeping the knees bent for the first few moments here, unless you're super ready to straighten them. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. And releasing the arms now, let's come to a flat back. So from Uttanasana, we move to Ardha Uttanasana, halfway forward fold. Feel free to take any variation. And then from halfway from Ardha Uttanasana, we return to Uttanasana, forward fold. Make sure your feet are comfortably positioned, you feel grounded, and then we roll up to stand. As slow as you need to until you come all the way up. And then let's just clear the slate a few times. You'll notice I'm crossing one arm in front of the other. I'm kind of bending my legs. If that feels good to you, you can do that or not. Just creating a new perspective for today. All right, so from here, we're gonna, before we move into a few sun salutations, we're just gonna take that standing half moon again. So arms overhead, fingers interlaced in this position again. You might want to bring your feet even closer together and find your overhead stretch, and then with your exhale, lean to your right. And again, just search for where your breath is. Feel it in the body. Part that it's most evident in, is it your side body, your back, your front? Press into your feet to come up. Find that overhead stretch, and then exhale to your left. Let's come all the way back up. Now release that and just hug the elbows if you can. I'm assuming you can. If you can't, stay where you were. So hugging the elbows, press into your feet, and nice tall spine. On the exhale, lean to the right again. As we move on in our practice, we're going to be hugging our elbows if possible for certain poses. Let's come all the way back up. Balance yourself out again, and then on the exhale to the left. Opening up the intercostal side body, intercostal muscles, all the way up again, and then just release, and again, just clearing the slate. So to warm up this morning, we're going to do 3 sun salutation A's. If you're not ready for them yet, or you want to just hold 1 or 2 and rest, that's fine. So let's come to the front part of our sticky mat. And these are the traditional sun salutations. We're going to inhale, lift the arms overhead, and then exhale, bend the knees and fold. It's all a balancing act between your breath and your movement. On your inhale, come up to Ardha Uttanasana, flat back or monkey. And on your exhale, we stay in that forward fold again. Step back with your inhale to plank, high or low. On your exhale, come down to the belly. On the inhale, gracefully come up to your cobra. Full breath, and then exhale back to down dog. Take 4 breaths. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Visualize the shape of an upside down V here. Ready? Look forward, step or hop to the front of the mat, come up to flat back again, and then take Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, either roll up or stretch up. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right, let's go again. We have 2 more of them. Inhale, arms up. Full breath as we exhale, fold. Full breath, halfway up. Full breath. Fold, plant the hands. Walk back plank. Full breath, exhale down. Full breath, inhale, cobra or up dog. Full breath, exhale, down dog. Again, 4 breaths. 1, 2, maybe pushing away from the floor, maybe more relaxed. 3, and 4. Step to the front, flat back. Fold over your feet, Uttanasana. Inhale all the way up. Enjoy the stretch. Exhale, hands to heart. Check in. Last one. Here we go. Inhale, arms up. Move with your breath. I'm just cueing it. So just move with your breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. From here, exhale, fold, step back to the plank. Take the vinyasa, nice and gentle. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Go 2 more deep breaths, eyes open or closed. Excellent. Now look at your feet and bring the two big toes together. Energize your legs, and then we'll raise just the right one. As you breathe out, knee comes towards nose or chest. 2 more. And we come to low lunge. Lower your left knee on the ground. Move with your breath. Come all the way up. And for the first few breaths, hands resting on that right thigh. Let gravity help you release the weight. Feel the stretch in your left hip flexor. And then we'll reach the arms overhead. And if possible, clasp the opposite elbow overhead. If that's not working for you, then just go like this, like we did on Thursday. Okay? So with your elbows clasped, find the length in your spine. Lift up out of your pelvis. And let gravity help you sink a little deeper. 2 more breaths here. Good, and then as we prepare to release, hands come down and we slide our hips gently back for a hamstring stretch. And you can keep an alert, tall spine here, or you can fold and soften, whichever version feels good to you today. Begin to breathe for 4 breaths. And then we will return back to that low lunge. Plant your hands, tuck your left toes behind you, and try to lift your left knee off your mat. Stay here for a breath or 2 or 3 or 4. And then follow the movement of your breath as you raise that right arm up. Soften your facial features again. Feel the energy in your legs. And release. Let's step back to plank. Here you can take a gentle vinyasa if you'd like, or just go back and wait in downward dog. So I'm going to see where everybody is. Yeah, so you will meet in downward dog. And then again, look at your feet. Put your big toes together. Energize your legs. Raise the left leg. And then we have 3 tiger poses, knee to nose. 1, 2, 3. Step or carry the left foot forward and drop your right knee down now. With your breath, rise up, press your hands onto that left thigh. Follow your breath. Let gravity help you sink a little lower. Feel the stretch in your right hip flexor. Let your belly support your back, so belly is drawing in. And then we'll raise the arms overhead, either clasp the hands behind your head or grab the opposite elbow. Here for 4 breaths. 1. Lifting up out of your hips. It's kind of a union of opposites. Your hips are going with gravity, but your upper body's lifting away. And last breath. Good, and then release your hands to the floor, and then we have our hamstring stretch sequence. Roll your hips back, maybe a few times, forward and back, or maybe just roll them back. Hands on the floor or on blocks, you choose. A flat back or just drop your head and let yourself relax. Whatever style works for you. 4 breaths. Follow the breath. Do you feel it in your back? Puffing out and drawing in. We're not one-dimensional bodies. We're three-dimensional, and we need to notice all those places where we're stuck and not breathing, and the breath needs to expand to those areas. All right, let's take it back to the lunge. Put your hands down, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee off. Leg muscles are working. And then raise your left arm if you'd like. All right, I'm going to do it a little differently now, so follow along the best you can. We're going to lower our left hand inside our left foot and then pivot so that we're looking down at that wide space between our feet in forward prasarita, padottanasana, the wide leg forward fold. It's okay to relax here for a few moments. Drop your head. And then on the next breath, come up to flat back on your fingertips or hands on a block. And then, as promised, we're going to do another twist sequence. So raise your your right arm. And let's do it a little slower. Good, and then switch. Come down, raise your left arm. Now do it with me one more time and watch where your breath goes as you do it. Just everybody will feel different. As if it was leaving tracks, and wherever it's flowing, you can see it. And let's switch last time. Good, and then lower your hands back down. Now we're going to turn the left foot back to the top of the mat and either take a plank and a gentle vinyasa or just push your hips high to down dog. Okay, let's get ready to look forward. Step to the front of the mat again. You're in Uttanasana, forward fold. Now come up to flat back. And then take one more forward fold. Okay, so let's rise up or roll up in a way that's safe for you. And again, extend the arms overhead. All right, join the palms together one more time. We're going to do that same standing half moon sequence, crescent moon. Maybe feet are together. Find the inhale, and then on your exhale. Let's go one more time again. Come up, and then the other side. On the inhale, we come up, hold the opposite elbow, and then on the exhale, lean to the right. Back up. On the exhale, lean to the left. And on the inhale, all the way up. Now release the hands behind you. Clasp your fingers and have that chest expansion. And that optimistic gaze. Remember we had that on Thursday. Look up, maybe smile. Think of a good thought. And then keeping your hands clasped down tall again. Move your hands to your left hip. Follow your breathing, the path of your breath. Now move your hands to your outer right hip. Relax your facial features, your shoulders. And then once again, move your hands back to the middle, stretch the knuckles away, and we're going to take a forward fold here. One breath. Oh, we'll do 2. Why not? And then release your hands back to forward fold. Halfway lift. and forward fold. Now we're going to move into our flow from the front back. So step back with your left foot. And let's start with a pyramid stretch. Your left heel is off the mat. Go 3 or 4 times, bending and straightening your right leg. And in this version of the pyramid stretch, maybe your legs are slightly bent, maybe they're straight. You know what I'm finding feels good for my body this morning is keeping my front leg straight and just on my front heel. That feels great for me. Might not for you. Follow the path of your breath. Can you track it down to your low back, maybe in your kidney area? Maybe you feel your floating ribs moving. All right, we're gonna get ready to leave the pyramid pose and we're gonna come up to warrior one. So the left foot plants down, the right leg is bent, and we're going to circle the arms. Remember we did this earlier? Circle the arms in front, loosen up the shoulder joints, and then the next time, find a variation that you want to hold. Maybe the holding the alternate elbows, maybe reaching the arms up. Go into your version and let's hold for 4 breaths. 1, 2, relax your toes. Sometimes we white knuckle our toes. 3 and 4. Good job. Release your hands. And now let's open up to warrior 2. Really relax your shoulders. Then drop your left hand to your low back or your left leg and reverse warrior. Reverse warrior. Again, accessing the side body, the intercostal muscles. Now let's move between this position and this position, side angle. We're going to go five of these. You can go as slow as you'd like. Alternating between side angle and reverse warrior to feel the side body getting some space and some attention. Last one of each. And then hold the one that felt the best to you for 2 breaths. And all the way back up, straight legs. All right. Let's turn our toes parallel, and I'll face you on this one. You don't need to see my backside. Let's bring our hands to our hips and fold halfway. Take a breath and then fold all the way. If possible, move your upper body, access those floating ribs, the backside of your body, and then when loosened up enough, walk your hands to the right. You can keep your left leg bent if that helps you. Good, let's walk our hands to the center and pause, and then we'll go to the left. And now if you can walk your hands to the left, with ease, don't worry about bending the right leg, but bending it will help. Track down your breath. That's it. And then slowly back to center. Hands to your hips. And we safely come up. All right. Turn your right foot to the front and take a slow slide to the front of the mat. So all I did was slide to the front. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands down. Let's just do 2 of those half sun. So let's inhale and exhale. All right, now the next time, let's inhale and get ready to bow, to fold. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana or the monkey, and then fold. Now remember, we're gonna start from the front and move back, right? I forgot what we did. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Right foot back for pyramid pose. So you can take both toes, both feet are facing forward, and the left leg is straight out in front, or it can be slightly bent. I'm feeling a nice stretch in my left hip. It feels like it's rolling back. You can modify this by bending both legs if you need to, because it's pretty intense, isn't it? You can balance on your left heel if you like that version or not. Where do you feel stuck and what can you do about it? Last 2 breaths in extended pyramid pose. And then we get ready to bend the left knee. The right foot is planted, kind of turned out. And we come up for warrior 1, arms up. Now find the variation, the variation of the arms that you like. Left knee is bent. I'm holding my elbows today. I don't know why I'm doing that, but it feels good. If you don't want to do that, clasp your hands behind your head, or just stretch your arms up, or cactus them. And again, let your toes relax. Toes are spread. Heels are grounding. Last 2 breaths in warrior pose 1. And then we stretch our arms up and get ready to open to warrior pose 2. Your left knee over your left ankle. Shoulders are relaxed. Then drop your right hand and reverse your warrior. Intercostal muscles. Feel them, wake up. And then remember the next pose. We move into side angle, nice and gentle. And then what we're doing next is, I think we did 5 or 6 of them, moving between the 2. Go nice and slow. Savor each one or go faster, whatever feels balanced to you. Then hold the one that felt the best to you for a couple breaths, whether it's side angle or reverse warrior. Follow the path of your breath. Does your breathing feel lighter, heavier, smoother, jerky? Where is it? And then standing all the way back up with straight legs. Again, we parallel the feet. And let's do something different now. Let's plie our feet. Heels point in, toes out. And let's take a nice temple pose, hands to the heart. You can stay here breathing nice and slow, or you can move all the way up and all the way down. So you can make a little flow out of it, or you can be still. I decided I felt I needed to move, so I'm moving. I see some of you are still, some of you are moving. And again, we'll return back to the temple pose or goddess pose. Ready? Press all the way up and release. All right, let's heel toe the feet together, something different. We're not going to stand at the front. We're going to move to chair pose now. So please keep attention to how your body feels today. It's normally cute as big toes together, heels apart, drop the hips. But you know what? That might not feel good to you. Actually, it doesn't feel good to me. So I'm going to have my feet hips width apart today and take my chair. So take it so that it feels perfect for you. Find where the breath is and just follow it with your mind's eye. All right, now we're going to draw those hands into our heart a few times, stretch them up and bring them in. We're getting ready for a twist. So do the twist that feels best for you. You might even need to change your foot position here. Hands to the heart, and then go to your right. Take your time. It could be halfway, or you can press the elbow outside the right knee. I think I'm going to go halfway today. Palms pressing or arms open. Let's go 3 more breaths. 1, 2, 3. We're going to release to Uttanasana. Fold forward. Release anything you need to. Back to chair slowly. Draw the hands into the heart a few times. And again, palms press. Go left. 1, 2, 3. Back to forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend the knees. Reach your arms back up for chair pose, and this time press into your feet and stand up, hands to heart. Our balancing pose today is just going to be a 3-legged chair. You can find a table to do it or a chair. Can't see, but you get the idea. Stand on one leg, cross the other ankle on top, either hands to heart or on the chair or the wall, or reach the arms. You can be still or you can pulse, pressing up and down. Lots of different things. This is our only balance pose in this practice today. And again, notice where the breath is flowing. You know what? We're going to do another one after this. I think a tree would be good after this. All right, from our one-legged chair, safely come up to stand, hug the opposite knee, and then come up to high or low tree. Yeah, one balance pose is not enough, is it? You can go for the long tree, the tall tree, or you can keep your hands and find centering with your palms at your heart. Now, maybe your leaves need to turn color and fall. Leaves represent things that you need to release. Maybe there's birds and fruit growing in your tree. I don't know. One more breath, and then we'll bring our hands and find centering tree, and then release the foot down. Shake everything out. Now we're going to do that whole sequence. I'm going to watch you guys on the other side. So starting with the balanced chair, crossing, doing the other side, whatever side you didn't do, ankle over the knee. So we're in the chair, so the balancing chair, leg, the standing leg is bent. Hi, Bob. Again, you can be still, or you can pulse a little up and down. I see Lynn's cat. That's what I'm looking at. Very good job. Your cat is doing great. I see Gloria. Good. And then from here, come up and move now into our second balancing pose, just the standing tree. Maybe you're leaning back to a wall like Sandy. That's great. I love that version. And again, it could be a centering tree, hands to your heart, or a tall tree. Let's go 4 more breaths. Gailsy, you're in shadow. All I see is a shadow, but that's okay. I know you're working hard. All right, and ready, back to the centering tree, and then lower that leg and do something that feels good. Shake it off. All right. So are you ready to come back down to the mat now? Let's start by taking squat pose. So step out, the toes are pointing, I'm facing the front of my mat. And if your body's too stiff to drop low, just go half, okay? Otherwise, let your hips drop. Your hands could be on the ground or in prayer. We're only going to be here for 4 slow breaths. I'll start counting now. 1, 2. See, I'm counting slow. 3, 4. After this squat position, we're going to bring our hands down and we're going to sit down in the butterfly position. Pressing the feet together, heels together. Use your hands or your thumbs to massage your feet. Sit up tall. And after that delightful foot massage, let's go press the arms into the legs. Shut your eyes and just follow where the breath is moving. Last breath. And then flow with your breath to sit up again. Still in that butterfly pose, let your right leg stretch out and your left foot is pressing inside. And let's begin by lifting our body off the ground today. Pressing into your right foot. We'll counter this by coming back down and just either sitting, just resting, or stretching over the right leg. We're going to go one more time. So on your own, enjoy this. And then when you're done, we're going to come back up and lift the hips and then repeat with one more. Good. Then once you finish, we'll just switch out the legs. Again, the left leg is extended. We'll lift the hips first, press into the right knee, right shin, right hand. Open those intercostal muscles and then come down, either sit and rest or go further, stay over your left leg. So go one more time on your own, take your time. And then when you're finished, we'll slowly release both legs in a seated straddle. And you can just sit here, close your eyes and follow your breath. Or if you're feeling like more stretch, more bend, you can walk your hands forward. Okay? I'm going to do the gentle version today and just sit up, close my eyes, and follow my breath in and out. Let's go 3 more breaths. And then gently flow up to sit. Bring your legs together, straight in front of you. And we're going to roll down to our back. So with your feet flexed, lie on your back, take your time, roll all the way down. And once you come down, hug your left knee, give it a nice squeeze. You can circle it out or just hug it. And then stretch the leg straight up. Point and flex your toes a little. Circle out your left ankle. Like your foot is smiling. And then walk up Maybe climb your leg and lift your shoulder blades. Head up, shoulders up, and then all the way down. Give the knee a hug one more time and then stretch it out. Let's try the other side. Bring the right knee in. You can hug it or circle it. Extend the leg towards the sky, point and flex. Circle the ankle. Walk up the leg, maybe a little, maybe just a little. If you have a limited range of motion, just come up a little. And all the way back down. Good. And legs come down. Just take a breath to rest. All right, then knees bend, feet come down, and we're going to lift our hips up and down 4 times till we're ready to take a bridge. And if you feel free to take a bridge pose, any variation you'd like. That means arms can rest on the ground, or you can lift your hips up with your hands, or interlace your hands under your back. Let your eyes fall closed and take at least 5 breaths in your bridge. And then we'll come down and we'll counter with a twist. Pick a twist to the right. Take your time. Twist any kind of yogic twist to your right. Take about 4 breaths. And then you'll come up and the same one on your left. Then we'll move into Shavasana. And ready for Shavasana. So choose any position you'd like. So it's designed to be a resting pose. So if you don't feel restful, make any shifts so that you do. No legs should be crossed. Everything should be open and spacious. And your palms should face the ceiling. Let's begin to breathe slowly in through the nose. Breathing into the center of your chest now, and then slowly out through your mouth. Again, begin to breathe slowly through your nose, like you're breathing into your heart. And completely out through your mouth. Last one. Visualize breathing slowly in through your nose, into your heart, and completely out through your mouth. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose now, feeling a sense of relaxation melt over your body, a sense of ease washing around your facial features, down to your arms and legs. Now think of something or someone that gives you a feeling of gratitude. As you feel that gratitude, breathe it into your heart and breathe it out. Give it back. Really savoring that feeling of gratitude during this Shavasana. So we'll stay here for a few minutes. Relaxing your front body into your back body. Take a few more breaths, really letting the body melt into the floor. And then bring your awareness to your fingers and toes as you start to move them. To your hands as you start to move your hands or roll your wrists. To your feet as you start to move your ankles, maybe your whole legs, shaking them out, stretching out, whatever feels best to you. And then continue as you draw your knees in towards your chest, giving your whole body appreciation and love, especially those neglected parts. And roll to your right side. Stay there a breath or two before we press up to seated. So eyes closed at seated, savoring the last few minutes in our practice. Palms face up. Press the thumb and first finger together. Nice tall spine. Watch the path of your breath. Release the mudra of the thumb and first finger. Bring your hands to your heart. On the next inhale, palms reach all the way overhead. Eyes can be open. And then hands come back to heart. Let's just do that one more time. Palms reach all the way up. Full inhale and full exhale. All right, namaste. Remember today, I'll if you want, if you wanted to have a little visit, we can either go get, oh yeah, what I was going to say is if you wanted to go get a little cup of tea or coffee and hang around for 10 or 15 minutes after class, you can sign out and sign in again. That's what Cappy does, and it's very fun. Otherwise, I'll leave it open to you. So I think I unmuted everybody except for Susan. No, okay, except for Susan. I think you need to unmute. All right. It looks like a beautiful day today. Hopefully you're going to get out and get some fresh air. So if you want to go get a cup of tea or coffee or juice or something and sign back in, I'll do that. If not, no worries. And oh, I'm going to stop recording now. I started. Yay. Okay.